And we are now live if everything is working correctly. So welcome to the show today, Juan and Jose. How are you guys doing today?
Great.
I'm doing fine, thank you very much.
And today I'm actually very excited, and I mentioned it briefly before that everyone in the Wax community has used Neftyblocks. You guys you just appeared sometime with tools that people could use and whitelist your accounts to do the blenderize and everything, which is a little bit of a scary thing to do when you don't know what's happening. And then you just keep adding more tools that people can use. So how has this process been?
Yeah, it has been, it's been tired. Like we've been working a lot on this, but it also is super exciting, like having to work on this full time. We fell in love with the NFT space. We fell in love with the Wax blockchain, and having the opportunity to do it, it's amazing. And every time we dig deeper, we think about more ideas, and then we start developing them, and we get more excited, and then the to-do list starts growing like crazy. But yeah, it's been exciting.
Yeah, like and you mentioned quickly before that you didn't expect everything to blow up in the way it has. Do you have data on how many users you have, how many collections have been used your tools and everything?
Yes, we have lots of Google Analytics. I think Jose has the numbers there.
Yeah, we released our own drops contract maybe about a week and a half or something like that, and there has been more than 30,000 claims already, and more than 2,000 drops have been created already also. And we have around if you check the analytics, we have around 8,000 to 10,000 users a day at the moment.
That's a nice chunk of users.
Yes, and there have been I think around 20,000 packs that have been opened with Neftyblocks.
20,000 packs.
Well, that's in the last 7 days actually.
Yeah, in the last 7 days, indeed. That's in the last 7 days. You're right.
So 20,000 packs just in 7 days. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, the first big release that I saw using the Neftyblocks tool, that was Exit Limbo.
Yes. Yeah.
And that was a very smooth process. Everything worked fine, which is something that I worry about with a new project, because you do not know what will happen. Like, you can test for usage, you can test for a bunch of users on your backend, but it's hard to test what happens when real users come and click at the same time. Were you guys nervous for that?
Yeah, we're always nervous when a new release happens, of course, because we try to test everything. We try to use as much as we can, but testing the load is always so difficult. But we also we trust a lot in the Wax blockchain. It can handle a lot of transactions, and that part was not worrying. And also the front end itself, it's very light, so you don't actually need a lot of resources to deliver to so many users. But yeah, also for Exit Limbo, we worked a lot with Emmanuel. We brought the blenderizer or the blender part to Neftyblocks because they wanted to release it and they wanted everything integrated, and we did it for them. Yeah, so that's how we've been also working. Like we also like listening a lot to the users.
Yes.
Yeah. And that is awesome, because like they can ask for it, but they are not the only ones that want to use it. And you make like doing the work for one collection and then making it available for everyone else. That's not as big of a change, at least in my view. Has that been your experience?
Yeah, exactly. Like we try to do everything as generic as possible, and like the branded pages that we have. Yeah, you need to for example, with the new packs contract, we need to check that everything is isolated for the collection. Like all the authorization has to be right and all of that. So that's part of it. And also you cannot build like very specific features. Like you have to think about the reusability of the same feature. So yeah, like the new Blender that we want to create, if you ask for some features, then it has to be something that can be used by everybody.
Yes.
And I mean, there are a lot of people with a lot of ideas, and at some point, your time will not be enough, which is also something. And like you're working with Neftyblocks, but you're also releasing a collection. And from the story I heard, it started that way, that you wanted to use tools for your own collection, and they didn't exist.
Yes, indeed. I think I was the biggest complainer because when we started, Jose was the one who was more familiar with the smart contracts, and I didn't know anything about collections. But when we started our own collection, I needed to do things. And I said, oh, this is so difficult. This is so complex. And having to use JSON files and all that kind of things. And I don't have a problem using them, but I didn't expect it to need that to create collections. I think artists are not really familiar with all of this. So that's where we started thinking, okay, this can be simplified. This should be easier for everybody to use.
Yeah, and Atomic Hub has the plan to do that from the start. They released the NFT Creator back in July last year, almost a year ago. And a few months after, they were going to release an upgraded version of that. But what happened is they got so many new users and collections that wanted to work with them. And they have had to try to prioritize like their API infrastructure, the API code. Because as people that has been here for the journey has seen a lot of different issues where the blockchain is lagging. It feels like the Wax blockchain is dead, but it's not. It is the API layers on top that can't handle it.
Yes.
We run APIs that we went down to 200 requests per second per IP, and then we had to reduce it to 30, and now we're down to 10. And with the high rate limit we have now, we still get way over 2,000 requests per second to our API, which is crazy considering we are banning hundreds of IPs every day from our API. How has that been for you using APIs? Do you run your own infrastructure, or do you work with someone?
We have been using the public APIs from many block producers, and what we are doing right now is that we are setting up our own infrastructure. We are very advanced. Today we were, as a matter of fact, we were testing a lot of our infrastructure. But yes, it was a must, because there's a lot of times when a user say, okay, Neftyblocks is down, Nefty is down, but Neftyblocks is not down. Neftyblocks, it's a front end calling the APIs and smart contracts that we created and the APIs of other people. So yeah, it has been a kind of a bottleneck, and that's why we decided to set up our own infrastructure. In the beginning, we thought that it was not going to be necessary. We thought we can rely on everything that is publicly available, but we soon realized it was not the case.
Yeah, I mean, like it's hard to rely on a public and free service when there are so many other people that might use it. And like we have seen a lot of DDoS-like attacks on all the public APIs for the last 3 months. Which it wasn't here before. It came with Alien Worlds being listed on Binance. That's when we started to see all these requests from a lot of IPs at the same time, requesting the same data over and over and over again. So I think that's very smart. Yeah, very smart. From a user perspective, what are the best part about using Neftyblocks? Why should people go and find it, and how should people use it?
Well, I think the best thing from a user is that you have access to everything in one place. if you go to Atomic, I think that don't get me wrong, because I think Atomic is amazing. But the thing about Neftyblocks is that when you identify the collection you want, you go to the page of that collection and you can have everything in one single place. You can check there the drops. You can check there if there are packs that you own and need to be open. You can check all the NFTs that you have from that collection, and you can check which ones you are missing. So, so yeah, I think it's a one-stop shop for everything you need to do to interact with a collection.
Yeah, and like it really does work well. And as soon as you understand how it works, it's actually rather easy to use it. Like I have seen some people having a hard time finding a specific collection, but that was before we could find a list of collections on the main site, right? Or has that been
Yes.
around all the time, or is that something new? Because it wasn't there for me before. At least I didn't find it.
No, we released it maybe a week ago. I think it was like a week ago that we released it. And at the moment, we're just listing all the collections that have already customized their site. But we want to also implement some APIs to do filtering, because at the moment it's just grabbing the information from the blockchain. And that's why we also need to set up our infrastructure so we can have more dynamics in there, because then you can search for the collection, you can order them by how much they are being used or things like that. So that's the second step on improving the collections page. Also adding filters in the Blender, for example, filters in the drop, searching by price, all of those things we have them on the roadmap, and that's some of the things that we want to implement, and also users need them.
Yeah, and like that is something that I wanted to ask, and I guess we came into that right now. But on the roadmap, what is available in the near future from your side for all the collections or for some collections? Do you diverse in that some way?
Well, there's something that is going to change really soon. Everything that it's in place right now, it's free and will continue to be free for everybody to use, or at least most of what is there will continue to be free. But there's something that you will hear here for the first time, and this is that we are going to introduce a token for Neftyblocks. And if you are a collection and want to use the premium features, you will need to hold this token. And this token will allow you to request new features, to access the premium features, and to vote for new features, propose new features, and vote to prioritize them.
So it will be like a governance token.
Yeah, kind of like a governance token that will have many other uses also in the platform, because the platform should grow in many ways, but the token will be a central element to the platform.
How do you acquire that token is a question from Robert.
Well, you cannot acquire it yet. It will be announced very soon, and yeah, I don't want to jump over that, but there's also something related with the alpaca awards packs. Yeah, you might get some surprises there, but let's not talk about that right now.
Teaser. I like it. I like it. And you said that you could access the premium features if you hold this token. Is that just so you stake it, or you have it in your account and then you get access, or will there be a depletion of your tokens?
That's also something that comes really soon for the collections, is that we will add, well, we already have that in place. We're just missing the user interface. We have proof of ownership for drops right now, and that proof of ownership, we will use it not only for drops but only for functionality. So from a collection point of view, what this means is that the collections will now be able to say, imagine that you have your collection and you have a token in your collection. You will say, okay, if you want to participate in this drop, you have to hold at least this amount of our token, and then you're immediately whitelisted. But we also can say, okay, if you hold this NFT or this list of NFTs, you will also be whitelisted to participate in this drop. Or you could also say, if you hold any NFT from this collection, you are allowed to buy. And those same mechanics will be used to get access to the premium features of Neftyblocks.
I like this a lot. Yeah, I like it a lot. And Robert is I just figured out who he is. He said that he wants something like this for his daughter's Weird or Not 12 collection, which I actually sent out to slice holders, I believe, in March. Which is she's I believe she is a 12-year-old kid that is like drawing her emotions into NFTs and sharing them. So that is awesome. Oh, he already used it, he said. So that's awesome. But these tools, you said that more on that later. You say that your alpaca has something that might have to do with this or not. So let's jump into that. What is Alpaca Collection and what is happening on June 1st?
Okay, Jose, do you want to start with that?
Yeah, well, basically, with Alpaca Worlds, the story is about an alpaca that is searching for Apu's daughter, and that is a mythological origin story. And our alpaca's name is Tupaca, and he has already been in Brazil, in India, and the next destination that the community chose is Italy. But we decided to change the mechanics a little bit, and now the Italy destination will be a pack release. So we will release the packs on June 1st, and we will start using our contract with pre-minted packs, and it will be a hybrid pack. So that's going to be interesting. And we will also be using the blends so you can get the best cards, because the highest rarities will be obtained by blending some cards. And this will be Juan thought about this, and I thought it was genius. Like, you have a special cards which will be Michelangelo and Da Vinci, and there are some sketch cards. So those sketch cards, when you blend them with Michelangelo, then you give them color, and then when you blend them with Da Vinci, they are animated. So that's the mechanic that we will be using. Yes, yeah, I thought it was genius. And also on the packs, we will have like a token card, and that one will be one that later we'll be able to redeem it for the token that we want to release with Neftyblocks. So that's how those two are linked.
Okay, nice. So there will be something fun in there, which is a token card. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that one will be able to, yeah.
Yeah, that's very
Sorry,
nice. And like you say that the alpaca is traveling, and that theme is very clear if you know that theme and you look at the images. That is, like, I can pull them up here, so you can actually see. Let's make them a little bit larger here. That he's traveling and where he's visiting. If you know a little bit about, well, you can guess it. It is not that hard to figure out where some of these are. So, like, they're also called, I guess, Gateway of India, and you can see the flag and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who is the artist of all of this?
Well, this is, as I was telling you earlier, the first alpaca was drawn by my daughter, my 14-year-old daughter. She came up with the first version of this, the sketches for the alpaca. And after that, it has been my wife. She's a graphic designer, and she has been creating different things. And my daughter is still involved, and she draws part of the NFTs. Some of the NFTs, she has created the backgrounds and many things. And yeah, they work together to define what will be the next drawings.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, as they're saying in the chat, it's awesome that you can bring in your daughter and your family to do things like this. And
Yeah.
Nick is asking about her allowance. Is this connected to her allowance? She has to produce some images, or she won't get any weekly allowance.
Well, it's not directly connected to her allowance, but the way we did it is that, well, also my oldest daughter, she's also involved, and she's more in the tweeting part and managing part of the social media. Jose's wife also has some tasks there. And at least on our side with the family, what we said is that we will split the shares in, we define how we wanted to split it, and we don't touch the money that we get from alpacas. It's only going there, and at some point in the future we will say, okay, now it's time to split it in the proportions that we agreed in the beginning.
Yeah, that's very nice.
So everybody's
you are building it up in a way, and in X amount of time you will see if it's more or less than it is when you got it, and how much that would be, and then it would be something. You will see if you go to the local restaurant and McDonald's or something and buy a burger, or if you will travel to some place together.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that's very nice. And like, I love that you are embracing your family and bringing them on the trip. That is, I really like that idea when you actually work together with everyone around you and do something. I work together with one of my brothers, which is something that I really enjoy doing, that we can do something together. So that is nice.
That's very nice.
And so your family is taking care of the art. So Jose, you are the technical guy, or the most technical guy. Is that how it works?
Yes, at the beginning, I was actually creating all the templates and creating all the drops and handling everything that had to do with the blockchain. And that was, I think, the first time we said we needed to release something. So, because then we started delegating the template creation and also the drop creation to Juan's daughter. And the template creation was easy, but the drops, that was not easy. So then that's how we also started with Neftyblocks and started creating a tool to create the drops. And then, Juan's daughter was able to do it. So I had to give all the support so we could start delegating the tasks and not doing everything myself. And I was also taking care of the Telegram channel, like doing the community management.
Yeah, and that can be very time consuming at that point.
It's always very time consuming, and I have to say that it's only more time consuming every day. It's the community is growing, and don't get me wrong, it's not that I don't like it. I love interacting with the community, but it's a lot of work.
Yeah, I can only relate. I mean, I live on Telegram and on Twitter and everywhere. I'm in a lot of channels, and I try to stay up to date, but some days it really becomes too much, and it's very hard to keep up. But yeah, like, so with Neftyblocks and with Alpaca, we are seeing that packs, you're releasing packs with Alpaca that has tokens inside it. Tokens are or will be used for some kind of governance, as well as access to some cooler features. In the future, will these tokens be sold? Will they be acquired in another way? Is that something you can disclose?
Well, the tokens will be sold, and also the tokens will be usable not only for the collection owners, but will be also useful for the buyers on the next Neftyblocks. When you buy in a drop, you will be able to use the token also to pay for things, and in some cases they might even give you access to discounts or different things in the website.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, So I'm thinking, okay, how can I acquire a lot of them? But I guess time will tell, right?
Time will tell. And yeah, but it's interesting. We have a lot of things that we have already thought of, but we are still in the process of validating all the legal aspects of having a token, because it's very easy to think that, oh, I will create a token and but wait. There's a lot of things that you need to check with lawyers and make sure that you are not violating any laws or whatever. So yeah, it's something that we are doing very carefully, but it will definitely come.
Yeah, and that's a good topic to just mention. Like when you speak to lawyers, what are their like warnings about issuing tokens? What do you have to make sure to do or not to do? Do they give any clear messages at all to for you?
Oof, there are a lot of things that you have to consider, because you have to keep in mind all the money laundering, it's ALM things.
Yeah, FinCEN, AML, and all of those funds,
yes,
fun abbreviations.
Yeah, all of those abbreviations, you need to know what they are, and you need to know you need to know exactly what you should be able to do with the token to determine which which kind of token it is. Is this only it's a utility token, or there are many things that you need to consider there.
Yeah.
And the idea for us is that it should only be a utility token to avoid other problems. But yeah, then we have to define how will you be able to acquire it and to exchange it and so on. So yeah, those are the details that we are fine-tuning right now before being able to release.
Yeah, and that's smart, because it's it can be a scary place to be, because the token is accessible from all over the world, and then you have to comply with a lot of regulations. Some places like the US do not want you to sell it to anyone in New York, probably, and things like that.
Yes, indeed.
And you have to know this before, or you might get into some issues.
Yes, and you need to make sure that you don't become a security. You want to be a utility token, so the limits of what you can do with that token need to be very clearly defined.
Yeah, that is. It is an interesting thing. Like, I wanted to create a token a long time ago, but I just chose not to, because the process is very hard. I know we had a project working, and the legal fees just kept adding up and adding up. But I was, there was more than just a utility token, which makes it a little bit more stressful. That's so okay. In this process, I think it's good, because like learning about what you can and cannot do with this is good for people before they hit create a token, because just setting it up is just loading a contract and issuing it and it's done. And if no one buys it or no one trades it, it will probably never be an issue. But if it takes off, it might become some kind of an issue in the future, if you didn't do it correctly from the start.
Yes, exactly.
So that, and with Neftyblocks, so you are setting up your own infrastructure in the background. You are adding this token. You are providing some features right now, and you're adding on more features when time is coming forward. And we are actually in conversation. Like I said, hey, I would love to do these kind of things, and I had a few directions that I wanted to be able to perform that is not available in the standard Blenderizer contract or a standard pack contract. And when I mentioned it to you guys, you just say, hey, I'm gonna talk to Jose, and then you come back and say, yeah, we can work together and solve this, which for me is an amazing opportunity, and I'm really grateful for that. In many ways.
And there Jose hates me because I'm the one who goes with everybody, and I say, oh, don't worry, we can do that. We'll take care of that. And then Jose is like, okay, now we have to change the priorities again.
Yeah, everything can be done. It's just a matter of time. I mean, yeah, it was funny to see on the Telegram channel, because we we are very active there, and we are always trying to give support for the users, answering questions and everything. And some of them were like, yeah, I think they live in a time zone, in a place that has like 36 hours a day, because they're always here.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And
sometimes it feels like that.
I can really relate to that. And on that topic, we had a question in the chat. Where are you guys located, and where are you from?
Okay, we are from Guatemala. We both of us, we are from Guatemala, but we live in the Netherlands. We are located. I live very close to Amsterdam, and Jose lives in The Hague.
Yeah.
Have you been there for a long time, or is it newly?
I've been in the Netherlands since 2012.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've been here for around 4 years already.
Oh, nice. Yeah, and that's cool. So you are European, which is very grateful for me, because when I do interviews and we do chats like this, time zone math is sometimes very difficult, especially when I have a 2-year-old kid at home, and evenings I try to get some time off with dinner and everything when he gets home. So that's very nice. And yeah, so the process of setting up something on Neftyblocks is very straightforward.
Yes.
You just log in, and then you have. I think I'm trying to log in at the same time with my real account that actually have access to my own collection, and I'm gonna see if I can actually showcase how easy it is. But it is, as long as you are logged in with the collection. I can't really see the top of the menu, but I think it will be okay. Yeah. You have a manage collection, and in there you can do everything, which is very simple to do. So you just choose one of the collections, and in here you can create drops, you can create pools and everything. Even atomic packs is here, and you can make sure that you have enough RAM for all your collections and everything. And the RAM view is something that is very good, because that was very hard to understand before. For most people, like, okay, I need to deposit RAM into atomic drops. How do I do that? Okay, you send a transfer with an exact memo, and that's deposited in your collection. And I have overdone it a little bit, so I can create 39,000 more NFTs with the atomic drops. So I'm settled for a while.
Yeah.
And does everyone have access to this?
Only the collection owner can see that page.
But every collection
actually,
owner.
that page can be, that page can be seen by everybody. Actually,
True.
like if someone wants to add RAM to your collection, they can do it. But now, if you want to manage the drops and everything, then you have to be the collection owner or
Yes.
authorized. And all the collections that are whitelisted by Atomic can use it. The drops, the packs, and everything else, and the blends. And if you're not whitelisted yet, and you're just started the collection, you can contact us, and we can add you to a special whitelist there also.
Oh, that's very good. Yeah, that's very good. And before you guys came here, and before you started to create NFTs and building these tools, what's your background? What did you do before?
We both have a background in IT. Yeah, so basically software development, both of us. I was already less in the development part and more managing, but we both have been in IT for a long time.
Yeah, I think I've been developing software for more than 10 years, and mostly it's web development. But my main skill is that I can learn whatever you put in front of me. So that's the thing. And with the smart contracts, I had to learn them, and I fell in love with them, and that's where I'm doing now.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like it's one of the hardest things to do to launch a project on blockchain is to have the tech experience. And if you have that experience, everything is so much easier to do. And when you were building software, were you working with C++ before, or when you do web dev, I guess you're not doing a lot of C. You're doing JavaScript or things like that.
Yeah, a lot of it. Well, I was doing a lot of backend, so it was mostly Java, also JavaScript, and front end. It's not my strongest point, but yeah, I had to learn it. And yeah, I haven't. I wasn't doing C++ in the backend development, so yeah, I had to start learning more about it and start testing and using and checking examples and documentation, tutorials, and everything.
Like, that is an awesome thing to do, because you like, my focus over the last few years has always been to acquire as many new skills as I can, because the more skills you acquire, the better off you are in the future. You always have something you can work on. You can add value to a lot of different projects all over the world, not only in blockchain, but everywhere. When you are doing all of this, is this your full-time job, or are you guys both doing other things on the side? How are your time spent?
No, this is our full-time job. Well, when we started, it wasn't, but now it's our full-time job.
Yeah. Nice. So did you quit? Did you just say, "Hey, I'm throwing in the towel. I'm going full-time here"? How fast did that happen? Like you said that you joined the ecosystem in November. Was it after that, or?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I think we really started focusing 100% on Neftyblocks on March, I think.
Yeah,
or
March.
March or April. Yeah, we have the advantage that I'm a shareholder. Well, we both are shareholders at the company we worked on, and we just had to present a business case to the rest of the partners, and everybody said, "Okay, good idea, guys, go and get started with this. This is a good project. It looks promising. So yeah, you can go and do that full time."
Oh, nice. So you have a team behind you as well.
Yes, and that's also very good. Well, yeah, we have another developer that is joining. We're looking to grow with a third developer full time also for this. We have someone that is helping us with marketing. He started very recently. And we also have an artist that now we hired full time. Because we also have other art collection projects that we want to release in the future.
Yeah, that's nice. I mean, so I guess that you are still with the company you were before, just that your focus has changed. Is that correct?
Kind of, not completely, because we are legally still with the company we worked before, but this week we should receive everything for Neftyblocks, and we will start moving everything to Neftyblocks, which is already an independent company, and that we will grow as something completely different.
Yeah, that's very nice. And how are you funding everything? Through Alpaca?
No, right now we are funding with our existing company. It's a financing part of what we are doing, and also Jose and me, we are both funding with a part with our own savings.
Yeah.
For example, in the last couple of days, we said, okay, we need to start paying for the CPU of pack openings, and for that we are staking our personal wax reserves to have enough CPU power.
Yeah, and I'm sorry if I'm asking a lot of nosy questions, but I think this information is very helpful for a lot of people to understand what actually goes behind the projects that they are interacting with. It is like a lot of projects are just a guy sitting at his basement or something after work, but as soon as you start to get some traction, a lot of time is needed for a lot of things that people do not see or do not understand.
Yes,
Yeah.
And I think that if you want to make something successful, you need to come here with the mindset, I'm not going to make money on day one. I need to invest. I need to spend some time here. I need to get it right, and then the money will come later. And of course, it has to come, because if not, if we only wanted to have fun, it's good, just as you said, in the basement and the hobby, and that's it. But if you want to do something that it's long term and that you really want to provide quality to the community, this takes time, and you need to invest there.
Yeah, that's good. When collections are launching on you, do you take a small cut? Do you take a small cut of the drops, or how does that work?
Right now, for the drops, for Neftyblocks drops, we have a 2% fee, just like Atomic has for the drops. If they go to Atomic, you can configure Atomic drops on Neftyblocks, and then the fee is for Atomic. We're not taking anything there. And yeah, in the future, I think that we will continue with that. Something that we have a little bit different when we do pre-minted packs right now, then we are doing a revenue share with the collections with whom we are launching. But that will only be while we are doing the configuration work. Then when we release the tool and collections will have to stake the token to have access to the tool, then it will be, yeah, I think it will be only the percentage that you pay when you do the drop. Maybe it could be that it's a slightly higher percentage when it's a pre-minted pack, but we're still figuring out that.
Yeah, and that is very good, because like hiring people to do a lot of this work, all the contracts, set everything up correctly, test the contracts, test the packs, test the minting on the testnet, everything. It's a lot of hours for usually developers that has a skill that not a lot of people have, which means they can charge a little bit more money. However funny, they don't always charge the amount of money they could charge with this knowledge. So I really think that the vision that you have is something that can be sustainable, which is very interesting. And since you build tools that is generic, it can scale more easily as well, which is awesome. Because you are actually creating what Wax team has set out to create for big collections. With their generic sites, but they are focusing on fiat payments, and their website, their generic website, is not as good. Funny enough.
Yeah, and I think they are focusing really on the big brands.
Yes, they are.
And you know, that's good. That's good. But I think that for me, blockchain, it's about opening possibilities for everybody. It shouldn't matter the size of your collection. What really matters is that you have quality, good quality art, that you have something to offer, that you really develop a community, an audience that wants to follow you. And for that, it doesn't matter if you're big or small, if you have a lot of money or not. There should be the possibility, because that's what blockchain should open for everybody. Something that it's open, that it's transparent, and that it's accessible for everybody.
Yeah, that's very good. And all of these generic tools, so far, they actually work great. I didn't even know that I could customize my own collection drop page. There's a drop down that pops up on the right side here, where I can use the dark mode, which I really been wanting to have for a long time, and I can see that I can actually change a lot of things here, and with that I have to I just log in and everything. This is awesome. Like here I can see the colors and everything here is on chain. Oh, you cannot see the pop-up. It's I only share the window, but there is a pop-up that actually shows theme data, whatever the colors are chosen and everything, and I assign it, and it's on the blockchain, and theme is updated. That is very smooth, very good.
Yeah, and I think that's also something we did for well, not for, but when Exit Limbo was going to launch their packs. And And I remember the dark mode is because they wanted everything in black, and the easiest way to have it was adding the dark mode. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. And all the nerds love to have everything in dark mode, so they set it on everything. I have Telegram, Twitter, everything is always on dark mode.
Yeah.
And all the that's all the gamer nerds, and all the Apple folks love to have the white background and smooth and clean and less things, and yeah, it's very interesting. But I really love all of the tools you are providing, and I love that it's so accessible for people and that you are helping the small folks. That is something that I am trying to do with my slice drops. I'm looking for smaller collections to collaborate with to create things, and also to airdrop their NFTs onto slice holders as my way of adding value to my followers, my community, and also adding value to the smaller collections so they can reach out with their NFTs to people. Like everyone that buy my slices, everyone that subscribe, they care about NFTs. So you reach the correct people by airdropping to their wallets, which is what I've been trying to do. So this is another way for them to reach out to people, and they do not have to pay thousands of dollars for this help, which is awesome.
Yeah, that's amazing, I think.
Yeah.
It's very, very good for the community because, yeah, if you go to other platforms, it's everything very, you have to be whitelisted, or you need a lot of Ethereum to be able to mint and to do things. So now that's, I think that's also very nice about Wax. You don't really need to be able to invest a lot to get started.
Yeah, actually, just to mint something, you only need a few wax, but as soon as you want to do a lot of things, you have to start to stake wax now with the higher use of network. The curse and the blessing of alien worlds and our planet, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
okay.
That's why we also started deciding on for the pack openings for our contracts pack openings. Yeah, to start paying for the CPU. Because we get a lot of people asking, yeah, why do I get this error? Oh yeah, you need to stake CPU. But yeah, it's like maybe 10 times every day or something like that. They ask, I'm getting this error, but yeah, that's like you said, the blessing and the curse.
Yeah, exactly. Like I know the Cloud Wallet is working on a new model, which people have seen, where there is a new key and new authority on their Cloud Wallet account, where they will. My hope was that they would sign each transaction with a dummy transaction at the top, so they pay for the resources from their big account. But it seems like they will stake to your account if you pass certain criteria or things like that. We will see what happens there, but they will also help so users will have a more easy time to make sure everything works. So that's good. Outside of your own collection and outside on Neftyblocks, what is your favorite collections, or do you collect NFTs yourself?
Yeah, we both collect. I think Jose is more of a collector than me. I collect. I think Exit Limbo is one of my favorite, I have to say. I like that one a lot. Yeah, I don't know what else do I like.
Yeah, for me, I started with the Crypto Monkeys. That was the first introduction to the NFT space, and then I started collecting Bitcoin Origins, Exit Limbo, Our Planet, your own collection also. I've been buying your slices.
Awesome. So you love the new idea that is coming.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so I've been if I like the collection, I start supporting it also. And I've been in too many Telegram channels also. It's getting crazy. I've been abandoning them a bit because of all the things that we need to do, but yeah, I keep collecting and keep searching for drops. Oh yeah, we also built the drop bot that is notifying about new drops.
No, that was you. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, I built that to notify myself at the beginning, but then I released it, and now it has so many subscribers that it's being rate limited by Telegram, and it's also challenging. So we're so we're looking for ways of notifying, because I think we already have around 4,500 subscribers or something like that. And with the amount of drops that are getting released, it's crazy the amount of messages that it sends.
Yeah, I was trying to do that for a while, but it's nearly impossible. Like,
yeah, it's very
some days
tough.
there are so many collections that pop up there or drops.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is crazy. But so you get rate limited from Telegram for your bot sending too many messages.
Yeah.
Because with Telegram you have a rate limit of 30 messages per second, and we are we have the tools to limit it, but still there's sometimes that maybe there's something that we haven't figured out, but it gets rate limited, and then when they do like a hard block, they stop sending messages for around 24 hours.
24 hours, yes.
And then you just need to wait.
So you have to, like, if there are more than 30 in a second, you have to actually slow them down and throw them up slowly afterwards, and you have a queue. Interesting.
So that's why the drop bot is also lagging a bit, because of course we cannot send all the messages at once. But one of the things that I'm also looking at for the future is to release the same bot but for Discord, and I will also need to check the rate limits there and see if it's feasible.
Yeah
that's because there are bots for all the sales on Atomic, and I guess they are also rate limited. And interesting. Yeah, like these 30 per second is, and then if anyone does the math and you adds up to a minute, and then you adds up to an hour and a day, and you understand that it is getting rate limited, you see that it's ridiculous. But it's not 30 per second all the time, all day. It's burst, I guess.
It's bursts, but but also when the amount of subscribers grows, there's still more things to send, I guess.
Imagine you have to send one drop to 4,000 users, and with 30 messages per second, and then it's not only one drop. So
interesting. That's good. So with this, we have been chatting for about 50 minutes. So is there anything else we should add on to this discussion today? And if not, we should summarize what is happening next week with Alpaca.
Yes, I think that, what I would like to say, if we haven't said it yet, is if you are an artist and you haven't used Neftyblocks, please go and try it. And if you like it, great. And if you don't like it, please join the Telegram channel and tell us what you don't like and what you would like to see, because that's very important for us. We should be building what people want. And
that's good.
And that's, I think, the only thing that I would like to stress out about Neftyblocks.
Go and use it.
Yes, go and try it. Yes.
Yeah, that's good. And okay, let's summarize what is coming on June 1st.
Okay, Jose, will you do that?
On June 1st, we have the alpaca drop, the packs. So we have alpaquito and alpacote. That's for Italy. And the alpaquito is a 10-card pack, and alpacote is 25 cards. There will be hybrid, pre-minted and minted on demand, and then you get the best rarities by blending. And that's all coming on June 1st, all powered by Neftyblocks.
Yeah, nice. And how many packs?
That's good. I think the supply for the alpacote is 650 packs, and alpaquito is 1,000. is it 1050, Jose?
No, let me confirm it.
And while you're confirming
See.
it, the blending, is that directly after? Is there a time between the sale and the opening, or the sale and the
Yeah, the sale will come first at 8 p.m. 8 p.m. our time zone.
World Swedish time.
Yes, World Swedish time. Yes, that one. And 1 hour later, we will have the opening, and immediately after the opening, all the blends will be available, except one that is a special one, which will be done with proof of ownership, and that one will take place a couple of weeks later.
Okay.
And remember that in the packs, there will be also a special coin, and that coin will be redeemable for the Neftyblocks token in the near future.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so the supply is for the alpacote is 650 and alpaquito is 1550.
50.
And we will, yeah, and we reserve 50 of each pack for giveaways. There are giveaways that are already running. And also for the holders of stickers, we will be raffling some. So if you're not following the sticker drops that you see on the page, yeah, you should probably follow them.
Yes.
That's good. And the next drop is in 1 day and 4 hours, and then there's one in 3 days and 4 hours. So I guess that's 8 p.m. World Swedish time, both of them in tomorrow and in 3 days.
Yes, and there will be more stickers just before the packs. We will still release some different stickers.
Cool. I like that. I like that there's more and more coming, and there's a lot of things happening. And what people can also keep their eye on is the collaboration between Neftyblocks and myself and our collection, whatever would happen there very soon. It is something big. It is something fun, interesting. And I'm working right now, I think it is with 7 different artists at the same time for that thing as well. So that's
cool.
Interesting. Yeah. So yeah, time will be awesome, and yeah, I'm very excited about everything. Everything is so exciting. I mean, the NFT space is so much fun. And I saw a comment today from Just a Guy on Telegram, where he said, like, some of the exchanges for Wax has been down because running a node is requiring more hardware. It's harder to run them now, and their own history nodes has been going down because they don't have monitoring on all their configs, so it crashed. And it is fun when exchanges are not used to having chains that are actually used, that go up in requirements over time, so they are not prepared for this. But guilds are working with them and helping them, and everything here is awesome. But Wax is really used. There is a lot of users doing things and having fun, and that is awesome. And one thing that is really necessary for everyone to experience this is to have awesome tools like Neftyblocks that people can use. So thank you from my heart and from the community that you come and build things that everyone can use. It's awesome.
Thank you. It's very humbling to hear that kind of comment.
Yeah.
And thanks everyone for watching. This will be up on YouTube as soon as YouTube has dealt with the upload and checked it, so I do not provide any unsoliciting anything bad in the video or anything. So that's awesome. Thanks y'all for coming on, and have a good one.
A Bitcoin bull is all I got left. Sold my clothes, gold no less. Walls are circling, all hands. This man stronger than the average man.